If you saw Lucy's video on Fetch, if you didn't, I should say, make sure you check that out. This is Riley, her daughter, not near as focused, and I ask for way less.
No.
I also shouldn't be laughing. I get rid of that laugh real quick because there's no focus. She struggles certain ways of bringing it to me. She's got like some little quirks I'm learning. But the anticipation is huge and really not good. She's a very high-strung dog. Definitely has working dog brain. So I have to find a way to settle her down. The big thing is once I have it or I start to pick it up, it's not yours anymore. Back off. That has to be established. But I also can't ask her for too much right now. In, a month, I'd be asking for way more. Please understand that. That's what I want you guys to get out of these videos.
Right here.
No focus. And the grass had just been cut, and I don't think she liked how it felt.
No.
I felt like squatting down would be better because of this, way she keeps pursuing me. And I'm not using e-collar yet. Try to redirection to place. Guys, I'm just playing here. And I wanted to show all this stuff to you because I want you to figure this stuff out with your dogs. Okay, it's e-collar time. I need you to work with your dogs and get to know them. Come on, people. That's what I'm trying to say. So a little e-collar work. She's really good at place. So maybe that's what we stick to moving forward to help her learn not to eat up my space when I touch the ball, especially because there's kids in the home and they're bitey. They are both bitey corgis, so it's super important.
No.
So see, I don't even move to the next step till she just chills a little bit. So when she barked, I said no, I paused before I went to the next step. All these pauses are really important. Even if your dog doesn't sit her down, they can't. No big deal. They need to not eat up your space and they need to pause. You need to pause. The next big thing is to make sure they are looking at you when you throw the ball. Do not throw the ball when they're looking at the ball or the toy. Now she's doing so good with place. It's time to challenge her. See if she has more context.
No.
You can see how hard this is. And look, I stop asking for a sit or a down. I just ask for a little space and then I redirect her back to place. Because I'm problem solving during this. What is too difficult? What do I think is too difficult for her? Do I just want to correct her and see if that works? I'm just playing around and I'm trying some things that are easy for her and some things that are harder for her. Mix it up. So asking for a down is too much, but making sure she doesn't eat up my space.
No.
See, she stayed back. Then I asked for a down. Hopefully that made sense. She stayed back. She didn't take a step forward when I picked up the ball. Then I asked for a down. She looked at me right away, threw it. So instead of getting a down from the beginning, which I was able to get with Lucy, I just said, don't eat up my space. So this is what I mean, is mixing up all of these things. Lucy has more focus, picked up all of this really quickly. Riley's not picking it up in a few sessions. No big deal. She'll take a little more time. Now for the calming portion of this. She's way more high-strung than Lucy, so I needed to go get a leash, put it on her, and work her brain down to a calmer level. This is doggy meditation. There's a few ways to do it. So right now I'm just saying enough, and I'm facing her and turning away and seeing if that works. There it is, a block again. And then I relax. First, I'd like to settle her down this way. I'd rather not wrangle her to put the leash on. But if I needed to, I'd just say place and put the leash on and she'd be fine. If your dog's not good with those basic commands yet, no big deal. Just make sure they're dragging a leash when you do fetch. So there's not, any sort of escalation of energy. You just pick up the leash and start to work them calmly. but pick your word. Enough, no more play, anything like that. All done. And that means you're all done. So now I call her over. She did really well. I block her from trying to get attention from me because that is not what we're going for here. That's not de-escalating her brain. If she's already calm, I can give her affection, but then if she turns around and demands it again with pushy behavior, that's a no. This is also a no, just discouraging all the scratching. She's a big scratcher, so I've got to always discourage that. And then if she popped back up, stood up, I'd have to stand up and calm her down again, just like you saw. Here's the thing, though. If you haven't practiced a ton of blocking, your dog's not going to get this, and that's okay. There are other ways to practice spatial pressure. In the meantime, just go ahead and put them on a leash right away and practice this after fetch. It's just let's go work or move when I move, stop when I stop. It's little to no talking. You use leash pressure or low-level e-collar, either one. And you just do 180s. And if they pull ahead or go ahead of you, you just turn rather than telling them no or trying to pull them back. You just counteract their movement. If they get distracted, you go in the opposite way of the distraction. Do at least 10 turns for every boring pause. On a boring pause, see this intense eye contact? On a boring pause, you shorten your leash because you should have a really loose leash doing this. Then shorten your leash and don't look at your dog. No eye contact. They look at you, you look away. And then here, look, you use pressure, gentle pressure, to tell them what not to do, where not to go. You're basically telling them they need to be bored right next to you. And if they really struggle with that, she wasn't struggling, but I just wanted to show that. If they really struggle with that outside, just put them in place. Let them calm down in place. If they can't do that, if they still seem really edgy, do slow patterning with place. That is just what you see here. You ask for a pause, then you say place. And everything is just nice and slow. You take a few breaths between each step. If let's go work is too hard or the dog's not getting it and really struggling with the pauses, switch it to some targeting. See, big deep breaths. Switch it to some targeting and the dog will do much better. They may not calm down as quickly, but that's okay. It's just let's go, turn, pause, take a deep breath, place. Take a few more deep breaths, turn, and repeat until you really start to see your dog calm down significantly. This is helping them lower their heart rate, like literally, scientifically, meditation. Slow their breathing, lower their heart rate, and calm down after, having so much fun pretending to kill things and bring them back, which is what fetch is, by the way. That's why I said that. That's what fetch is. It's practicing hunting. Notice I'm not even asking for a down. I mean, when she is totally relaxed and ready to lay down, that will really show me where her brain is. Like, look, I'm still getting so much focus. What are we doing next? I want her to calm down, be bored, disengage, and this is a great way to do it. Just do place till you get some auto sits out of being tired. You may not get a down when you first start to do this, and that's okay. You will eventually.